All right, so pretty much from Tuesday, let's see, Tuesday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. What the hell? All right. Let's see. All right, so today NFP, although we did have an increase, right, meaning bullish dollar. Right, I don't really care much for this number. I care more so that the event is occurring, just because you don't really want to, depending on the broker you have, of course, you don't want to get yourself involved with news just because you can have extreme slippage or anything like that. So as you can see, right, NFP today pushed us into the area of interest that we called a couple weeks ago, a couple days ago. All right, hold on. I don't know what's wrong with my dog. One second. Sorry about that. Cool. So our area of interest on the weekly was tapped, right? And there is a reaction in play, right? The reaction in play looks like sorry about that. The reaction, right, even though it was technically perfect, right, this was only a catalyst to give us the downward move. So it doesn't really make sense. The NFP was good, but the DXY went down. You see why I don't really like to focus too much on that stuff. I'm not saying it's not helpful, but it can be inconsistent when you don't understand the technicals. But as you can see, price, as soon as we reacted, has already taken out previous the preliminary structure there and preliminary structure there. So because that's already occurred, right, this could generate a very big move if we take out the overall leg, which is there, right? Push up, break of structure, and could come back and continue lower. But I can't assume that unless we take this out first, because for all we know, right, there could be, let's see, right, there could be 50% just invalidated completely. Not saying that's what would happen, because I wouldn't really count on this POI, especially with strong momentum from news, but who knows. Either way, not something, this isn't really something I touched too much over the week, but there was a very, very good entry yesterday. As you can see, if we're looking at this from the perspective of order flow, right, we have our area of interest topped, right? This is the H1 potential POI that we're talking about, but that unfortunately never took structure and was taken out, meaning this is disruption. So when you have disruption, right, you can easily start to see that we have a push to the upside and that we're going to a higher point, meaning this would be our next target, right? In terms of a type of counter trend, because we're technically still bearish on an overall scale, but on a medium term scale we are bullish. So for an intraday trade, that does make sense. But as you can see, right, the price action isn't the best on DXY, as you always see, but from a minor intraday perspective, scalp perspective, right, we have our final push down, preliminary leg down, right, then we have mitigation, right, one mitigation, two mitigation, right, but second mitigation does not lead to a break of structure. So the second mitigation eventually leads us to a push up of external disruption, right? So as you can see, we came back into the body of the candle. I'm pretty sure there's something down there too. Yeah, you could see the wick here. But as you can see, this move after a disruption created an upside move because of the internal disruption that had already played out. That looks, I think, a lot better on EU. Let's actually look at that. Right, because even though we cleared liquidity, right, as we saw here, and we wanted to give a push up, the overall leg was not taken out. And I believe, okay, so no, yeah, it was here. So because we took liquidity, created a move to the upside, created a solidified low, right, and then this actually came to mitigate that candle here. Let me actually note that. Right, even though this creates, right, the eventual move to the downside, this creates a bearish narrative. So the bearish narrative is in play, right? You could easily say this is the high that then led to create a new low, right? And from here, it was all up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, unwillingness, reversal, right? But just because you have this immediate break of structure here, you're wanting to buy here, this is picking a low, right? And if that's what you want to do, cool, but there is little longevity to it. And if you don't know that, you will know that over time. So if anything, I don't see this as a reversal. I see it as the pullback initiation, meaning high down to low. We should delete that. High to low, back into the retracement. And then this is what creates good price action to the downside. Because once you catch this reversal, even though technically it is pro trend, from an intraday perspective, as you can see, right, even without looking left, because for example, this would be your POI, and remember there are 3 things that can happen in a POI. I will forever stress this. Right, you can tap the open, the 50%, or you could have a liquidity grab of the POI. Right, now just because you have a liquidity grab doesn't necessarily mean you aren't going to see a good result, but you need more confirmation in play. So as you can see, liquidity grab, immediate break of structure, continuation BOS, right? This could also be interpreted as a liquidity grab if you're still thinking pro trend of here, right? But which candle did this actually? No. Nope. Okay, you could even interpret this as an inefficiency fill, right? So the inefficiency fill gives us a new break of structure, taking out the low that was just recently created and causing this to be unwillingness. So if you're wanting to be conservative, your POI is there, right? And that's what, a 4 pip, 5 pip, yeah. And if you can refine it, right? You guys know we like to play wicks, right? Wick entry with your SL at the high, because that is your bias and validation. That's still a 4 pip, right? Which is still more than okay, because from an intraday perspective, you are aiming for a previous low, which is already a 1 to 10. And if you're zooming out, actually see, right? If you continue, right, then you've already created a new low. So eventually, where are you targeting? Turbulence point, right? Because keep in mind, you are now selling in a discount based on obviously the high and the current low right now. Even though it's not a solidified low, you're still selling very deep, and you don't want to get yourself caught up selling at a discount, buying at a premium. But yeah, as for now, as you can see, we have actually reacted from our turbulence point. Right, if you want to be more specific, the wick is there. Right, the wick is there, and that was the NFP push. So if the NFP push can give us, right, obviously it's looking like it wants to be bullish. If it can give us a break, right, of what is this, Thursday's high? Or Thursday's session high? Right, then you can dictate now that you're probably going to go higher, right? But I cannot assume that just yet. This looks like it's going to be a very strong, very strong closure. But it is Friday, keep in mind. So, looking at the weekly, right, that is still bearish, still a bearish candle. And even though we are not reacting from here, right, which would be ideal, it's also important to acknowledge that on DXY, that is actually where you're reacting from. So who knows, maybe this week's high can still be taken out, causing us to see the POI on EU. But who knows, we'll see what happens from here. But I don't want you to think that we are bearish from an overall perspective, because we aren't, especially because we have taken out structure. So even if this is interpreted as a potential liquidity grab, right, for it to be an overall liquidity grab, it has to take this out, right? And if that happens, then you now have a bias for the next 6 months. Not for the 6 months, but you have a new target. But yeah, that pretty much covers that. AU, as discussed, right, pretty much our bias was confirmed, and it was met. And by met, I mean we reached our previous low, which was actually a relative equal low based on this low. All right, so as you can see, liquidity was cleared, and NFP also gave this a reversal. So from here, who knows? I do want to lean towards a more bullish sign, especially with how strong we reacted and how we're still sticking around at these highs, but we haven't taken out structure yet. So if this is to break character here and give us a downside move, that is a good intraday trade, but I would also be weary of here, and there is also an inefficiency there. So Monday might be very interesting unless it's very slow, but I would say Monday and Tuesday could definitely show us something interesting. And keep in mind, we are in July now. Yeah, so who knows? Could see a reversal with Q3. But yeah, AU met target. DXY hit our weekly POI that we noted, I believe, 2 weeks ago. EU, same thing as DXY, right? But for the most part, we have no reason to think that we're bullish just yet from a medium-term scale, even though from an overall scale, we are bullish. We just have to pretty much wait for those conversions if we're going to get any conversions. So yeah, with that being said, do you guys have any questions? Any cool trades that you guys took this week? GU, yeah, was that Luis's trade that he gave out? Yeah, that was nice. Yep, right here. Perfect. That's, yeah, perfect trade. Right, the direction was dictated. Why? Because we have a solidified low, internal liquidity grab, premium. So very nice. GU long, why were you longing? Good. Well, yeah, keep studying them, keep looking into them. Good. When you're looking at the daily on here, you have no reason to long up until today, pretty much. And we're actually reacting from the POI that we're talking about as well. That's nice. Yeah, any pullback could be a sign of optimism here. Oh, really? Let's see. Yeah, H1SC, very nice. I like the H3 candle better though. I think that looks a lot nicer because it is one candle and then one push up to the upside. But I don't think there was any real scenario today. Let's see. Yeah, this isn't something I would have taken here. Even though the efficiency worked, not something I would have taken. Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, I typically don't really like to trade news though. Right? A news event could either give you a push up and then fail, or if it sustains itself, it usually won't go back here. It'll do something like that. I don't really like trading news. Not something. It's not something we commonly see. It's not something I really like to play. There will always be an opportunity next week if it is the reversal. Did any efficiency fill? No, it didn't. That was 50%. I wouldn't consider that a reaction off this time frame though. That didn't react from the 50%, reacted deeper, meaning you have to zoom in to see what it actually reacted of, which was this here, the H4 wick. Yeah. What do you mean we're in July? Well, what is today? What was yesterday, bro? Yesterday was the start of what quarter? What was yesterday, Nico? What was the start yesterday? What was yesterday the start of? I'm sorry. You didn't answer my question. You just said okay. Oh my, all right, whatever. All right. Anyways, does anybody have any other questions? I think we have a couple of new guys in here. Yeah, a couple of new people in here. See a couple of old people as well. Yeah. Start of Q3. Should be very interesting. I don't know, what would be yours? What would be yours? And why? Yeah, go for it. Can you annotate? Let's see. Is it blocked? Let's see. If it's blocked, it shouldn't be blocked, but yeah, well, Jonathan, let him answer because it's his question, please. Why? Why is there no solidified low yet? On this time frame, you can't see anything. This time frame, you cannot. I wouldn't be able to tell you on this time frame because only on this time frame, if you're thinking H4, that is your that is what needs to be broken for this to be a solidified low. Well, what's a solidified low? Okay, so look here. Oh, wrong one. Look here and tell me, what do you see? Bro, annotate the screen and tell me what you see. Please. Stop talking, show me what you see. I don't go off of this text. I need you to show me a chart. Or I need you to show me chart work. Or I need you to show me something related to a chart. Or else it won't really make sense what I tell you. How do you annotate? Come on, guys. Alright. There is a annotate button. Thank you. Dom, also, what is your Discord name, please? I'm trying to see something. Okay, FX God. Okay, cool. Can you change your Discord name to Dom, because I don't know your name because you go off FX. Yeah. Cool. So now I know who you are. Perfect. Cool. So yeah. Yep. So you told me, let's see. So you just said there isn't one. I'm guessing no solidified low yet, but you just showed me this on the chart. So which is it? On H4, well, I don't go off of H4. What is H4? This, I see, I would probably consider that an intraday leg. I don't go off of H1 leg, H4 leg. I go major intraday, minor intraday, scalp legs. That's not what I don't go off of H4 because H4 could show you multiple types of legs. And that's shown in the course. So there is no H4 leg. There is either a major intraday leg, there's a minor intraday leg, there's a swing leg. Right? And even if you get them wrong in terms of how I would read them, I just care for you to see I care for you to see legs inside of legs. So yeah, in terms of a minor intraday, could probably consider this a minor intraday, major intraday, either one. Is there a solidified low? Yes, because of what you showed me. But on H4, well, I don't know what H4 is. I don't know what you're referring to by H4. You get what I'm saying? Cool, so let's see actually. Yeah, there isn't really much order flow you could see here. This is the only thing that you can see. And that point didn't reach. But yeah, this is still bearish. Even if it's a news catalyst, right? For all we know, we can rag from here next week, take out previous liquidity, give a liquidity grab, give an entry, continue lower. I really can't assume a bullish move yet. Right, but even though you do see this mitigation, if that's taken out, disruption, but if you have a liquidity grab, then the disruption is nullified, giving us a bearish bias. That's why I said liquidity grab. But yeah, other than that, unless you guys have any more questions, see you guys on Tuesday. I probably won't do a call next Friday. I'm gonna be in Austin with Sergio. His birthday's coming up. So we probably won't do a call next Friday. Yeah, bro. Everybody tries to catch reversals just because they want to catch the bottom, just because they want a good snipe, and just because they think that's the only way to get high RR. That's all incorrect. Eventually, you get so pissed off about catching lows, right, that you eventually catch continuations and they pay you better. You trade less, you hold longer. Trade less, hold longer, right? Been saying that for like, what, a year and a half now? Over a year and a half, almost 2 years. But yeah, that reversal mindset's just, that's going to be the reason why you don't win trades, if I'm being honest. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys on Tuesday.